One of the biggest problems a lot of boys my age face is being fat or skinny fat. I had this same problem too. I would eat junk food all day. I would eat chocolate. I didn't care about my diet. I didn't exercise at all. I would come home from school and just play video games. And while playing those video games, I'd probably get some chocolate or something. And I was not happy with my body. And I think you can relate. But then I started exercising and I started eating clean. I worked out, I started running, I ate healthy foods. I cut out all this chocolate and shit and the sugar. And it's only taken me 6 months to get to a body that I'm proud of. I now have muscles and people recognize that, and I now have the status that comes with it. I'm no longer a normal fat person. I'm proud of my body, and you can have it too. The biggest reason why all New Year's resolutions fail and all fitness transformation journeys shit, when you're trying to start your fitness journey and you do some press ups in your room, or you maybe go for a walk or a run or something, and it's really fucking hard, isn't it? The biggest reason why most of these resolutions fail is simply because you're pushing yourself too hard at the start. If you're a fat guy, you can't go and run a 10k on your first day. If you're a fat guy, you can't cut out all your junk food because that's what you've eaten all your life. But you maybe could go on a walk or something. Maybe could do 10 press-ups. You maybe could eat a little bit less junk food at the start. The reason all these attempts to get fit and get a body have failed is because you've pushed yourself too far and too hard at the start. I think Hamza said this in one of his videos, but if what you're operating at when you start these attempts, the level you're operating at that there, ask yourself, can you hold that for a week? Can you hold it for a month? Can you hold it for a year? Can you hold it for 10, 15 years? If the answer is not a definite yes, then you are going to fail. Because no one's got into good shape in 24 hours. People have got into good shape over years, months. It takes consistency. You have to start small and then build yourself up. As I said, the fat guy can't run the 10k on the first day. Maybe you could run 500 meters or run a kilometer on the first day. And then on the next week, you can run 2 kilometers. The week after that, you could run 3 kilometers. And he progressively overloads, builds himself up. Weightlifting. You've heard of progressive overload, haven't you? If you follow that sort of topic, building muscle, I'm sure you've heard of it. Progressive overload, you know what that is. When you start small, and then as you get stronger, you build up weight. That's the same with losing weight or losing body fat. You start small with your efforts, and you build up as you can do them. 6 months ago, I was skinny fat. 6 months ago, I wasn't running 10, 15 kilometers. 6 months ago, I wouldn't be doing a duathlon like I am tomorrow. 6 months ago, I wouldn't be eating no sugar at all, basically. Obviously, you can't cut out all sugar. But I made progress because I started small. I wasn't doing an hour workout when I first started, hour and a half workout like I do now. I was maybe doing 10, 15 minutes. Press-ups, sit-ups, plank. Basic exercises. And I was maybe running 1-2 kilometers at the start. I started small and built myself up. As I said, no one has gotten into shape in 24 hours. People have gotten into shape by being consistent over months and People have gotten into shape by being consistent over months and years. So what I want you to do is to set some goals for maybe the end of the week or the end of the month maybe. And set it so that it is obtainable and you know you could probably obtain that. So maybe say by the end of the month you want to have ran 30 kilometers maybe, if it's the start of the month. Or maybe you want to do 50 press-ups a day. Or maybe you want to cut out another 30 grams of sugar a day. And then for the next week, the next month, you maybe bump that up to wanting to run like 40k that month. Or maybe you bump it up to wanting to cut out 50 grams of sugar that month, or doing 100 press-ups a day. And then you build yourself up slowly. You have to start small and work your way up. Now, there's some common like false beliefs that the media and society has put into you with dieting. Now, you won't believe this because it's been ingrained into you, but fat is good for you, and eating fat helps you to lose body fat. And I will explain here. The foods that make you fat are carbohydrates and sugar. Fat, like, people hear the word fat, they think like, body fat, you know? Fats in food and body fat are not really the same thing. They're just the same words, so then people think that they're the same thing. Have you heard of the keto diet? I think it's called the keto diet. It's a high-fat, low-carb diet, where basically you train your body for its main energy source. Because you know how carbohydrates, everyone knows this, they're how you get your energy, basically. It trains your body to get your energy from fat instead of from carbohydrates. So then you start burning your body fat, yeah? So you need to start eating more fat and start eating less sugar. Because, I mean, everyone knows sugar is bad, but that's because they think, oh, it makes you hyper and then you have a sugar crash, or it's bad for your teeth. I think the worst, is obviously terrible for your energy levels. That's another massive downside, sugar. But sugar, it's the primary reason that people get fat, really. No one's got fat off of eating too much fat. If you eat a lot of fat and work out, then that fat is not going to be, it's not going to become body fat, it's going to become muscle. And all these shitty companies, they take the fat out of food because they think, obviously people don't want to eat fat because they think it makes them fat. But if you don't have fat in a food, then it tastes shit. It just tastes like shit. And if this company's food, if it tastes like shit, no one's gonna buy it. So what do? They put sugar in it. Sugar, the thing that makes you fat. So people are eating these fucking low-fat, high-sugar foods, thinking it's healthy for them. When really it'd be healthier if it was high-fat, low-sugar. It'd be much more healthy if it was like that. Let alone all the fucking chemicals they put in, destroying your hormones. So we have got start small, progressively overload, and be consistent. Sugar is bad for you, fat is good for you. And obviously cut out all the chocolate and shit like that. So you wanna cut out all the bad. Fucking ultra. My camera. My phone. Third tip. Fine. Third tip, here's our third tip. Exercise. What a surprise, exercise. Now, if you can't run, don't try and run. Because if you want to actually lose body fat, it's cardio that's going to do that. Working out, yeah, it's going to make you lose fat, but nowhere near as well as cardio will. My friend Jacob, literally my closest friend, my brother basically, I got him onto self-improvement a while ago. And I think he said to me yesterday, 10 kilograms he has lost. 10, and he looks so much better. He's so much less fucking fat now. And he's made so much improvement to his diet. He's got his parents are runners and athletic people, basically athletes, I could say. So he's really got into running. I've got him into running. His parents have got him into running. He's now running 5, 6, 7k relatively easily. When I remember the first day I went running with him, bro, he couldn't run 50 meters. And he almost threw up because of how I think I got him to run 500 meters in one go, and he almost threw up. Like, it's simply because he didn't really eat that badly. He just didn't exercise. And then he started exercising. He now runs, cycles every day, works out basically every day. Goes through. And he's lost 10 kilograms simply because he just does high intensity cardio. And as I said, he couldn't run like 500 meters when he started. But then the next time he could. And then eventually we ran one lap around the park. One full lap. And now he's running 5, 6, 7K. And he started small and worked his way up. And when I was sort of skinny fat, I wasn't like too skinny fat. I was just like no muscle at all, really. No muscle at all and like a bit of fat. So I was a bit skinny fat, I guess. Within like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you're starting to run again, like I had abs. Obviously, I worked out and trained my abs at the same time. Like a little mini tip here: working out, trying to get abs. It's not like a lot of people have this fucking belief where if they get skinny enough, they'll have visible abs. I mean, maybe, or you just don't get as skinny and you stay healthy and you train your abs as well. Your abs are a fucking muscle. The core's a muscle. So you gotta work it. I might cut that tip out because it's not really relevant. It's sort of relevant. I'll keep it in there. Maybe, I don't know. I'll decide later. Yeah, you don't understand how important this is, exercise. A lot of people just think the diet will do it. The diet won't do it. If you had to pick diet or exercise, I'd pick exercise any day of the week. Hamza, if you look, it's like his second or third video. He's sitting by this lake and he's saying an outtrain a bad diet. Saying that he can fucking... I think he said he was high at the time, or something like that. But I mean, he had muscle, he ate shit, but he still had muscle and looked relatively good. And that's because he exercised. You didn't have the diet, but he exercised. Now imagine someone that just eats clean, but doesn't exercise. Someone that eats clean but doesn't exercise, they're probably just going to be incredibly skinny. I mean, they might have a bit of fat on them because they don't exercise. They're still not going to have a body they're happy with. Exercise, bro. Prioritize exercise. Okay, quick recap for the end. Start small, progressively overload. Stay consistent. Don't go big at the start. Do something you can stay consistent with and level yourself up over time. 2. Welcome to diet. Diet. Sugar equals fat. Fat does not equal fat. Like, eating fat does not equal body fat, you know? And obviously eat clean, take out all the chocolate and shit. Over time. It's the same with, yeah, so take out all the chocolate and shit. Just try and eat as clean as you can, yeah? And third, by far the most important, exercise. Exercise. Run. Like, work out. Just press-ups. Go for walks. This is another one this is my number one biggest tip to everyone. Go into fucking nature, bro. It's the best thing you can do for your mental health, going into nature. So just go for walks or runs into nature. Alright, that's the end of this video. I thank you for watching, and I'm going to ask you to like. I'm going to ask you to subscribe. This fucking wind is so loud. I'm going to ask you to like. I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I'm going to ask you to comment. I'm going to ask you to watch more of my content. I'm going to ask you to share my content and essentially make my content do better and make me more money, even though I'm not monetized yet. Bye.